everyone, I've got a full day of eating fruit today, and let's go to the kitchen and take a look at what I'm going to eat today, and then I'll explain why. Let's go. Alright everyone, let's check it out. Full day of eating fruit. This should be about 4,000 calories. And the only thing I'm not eating that's not fruit that I'm having today is soy milk, and I'm just having that to get to make sure I get my protein in, because I've got a strongman competition coming up. So here I've got some dates. These are amazing Masafati dates. They're very ripe. Some nice bananas here, again nice and ripe. And some honeydew melon and strawberries. Alrighty, I'm starving, so I'm gonna get started. This is my breakfast. I'm gonna go for a liter of soy milk and this beautiful fruit platter of dates, bananas, strawberries, a green gauge plum, and a liter of soy milk. There's plenty of vitamin B12, vitamin D, and protein in the soy milk, of course, and plenty of antioxidants, plenty of fiber, plenty of vitamins, plenty of minerals. There's iron. Even in the dates themselves, they've got iron, vitamin B1, vitamin B2, vitamin C, magnesium, phosphorus, calcium, dietary fiber, and a heap of macronutrients as well. Alright, that's it. Let's get into it. Alright, so what we're going to do now is take a look at why we need to eat more fruit, why people in society today need to eat more fruit. And it will give you some perspective as to why I'm doing a full day of eating only fruit today, to raise a bit of awareness about this and the importance of including lots of fruits into your diet.
The Global Burden of Disease study, funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, is the most comprehensive and systematic analysis of the causes of death undertaken ever, involving nearly 500 researchers from more than 300 institutions in 50 countries, starting out with almost 100,000 data sources. What did they find? Here in the US, they determined our number one killer was our diet. Number one on their list of the most important dietary risks, not eating enough fruit, responsible for millions of deaths a year around the world. The Union of Concerned Scientists laid it out. A set of dangerous, often lethal illnesses continue to wreak havoc in the United States. Hundreds of thousands of Americans laid to waste, yet there's a straightforward way to reduce the rates of these eminently preventable disorders, including stroke and heart disease. One antidote for individuals is easy, painless, even pleasurable. Exploit the protective benefits of fruits and vegetables. If Americans increase their consumption of fruits and vegetables just to meet the dietary recommendations, that alone could save the lives of over 100,000 people every year in the United States.
Why is fruit so healthy? Why is it that fruit is so incredibly healthy? Okay, well, first of all, it's full of fiber. You don't get fiber from any animal products, so going vegan is a massive help in that regard. Fiber only comes from plants. Fruit is really high in fiber, which keeps everything moving in your stomach and all that sort of thing, you know. So you have good digestion and a healthy bowel system and digestive system. And yeah, so that's one reason it's really good. Another reason that fruit's very healthy is that it's full of antioxidants. So fruits like berries in particular, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, any kind of berry, but all fruits are high in antioxidants, particularly berries. And antioxidants, what do? Well, they prevent damage from oxidation. So essentially, when we exercise, we intake a lot of oxygen, and just living our lives in general, we actually get oxygen can actually damage our cells and damage our system and create things called free radicals, which cause a lot of damage to I believe can even damage our DNA. I'll have to look that up and get back to you at the end of this video. But yeah, basically damage from oxidation can be quite severe over a lifetime, and antioxidants combat that damage. Antioxidants are micronutrients like vitamin C, like lycopene. Lycopene's in tomatoes and red fruits and vegetables. So there's lots of different antioxidants. Vitamin C, there's vitamin E, there's lycopene, there's heaps, there's xanthan, there's heaps of different antioxidants that are really good for us. That's another reason that fruits are very healthy. They're also low in fat, they're low in salt, and they don't have any cholesterol, they don't have any of the bad stuff in them. They only have good nutrients. And so I guess that brings us to the next question, which is, why don't people eat more fruit? And the answer to that really is that I think a lot of people have this idea that eating a lot of fruit will make them fat, or that carbohydrates make people fat. If you've seen my video Carbs are the Devil, you'll know what I think of that. It's obviously a sarcastic video, and there's nothing wrong with carbohydrates when they come from fruits, from vegetables, from whole grains, from beans, from nuts, from seeds. Carbohydrates are just a macronutrient. And actually, our bodies run on carbohydrates. So just to give you a quick nutrition lesson for those of you from Ren, for instance, who might not know a lot about this. So our bodies, our brain, for instance, runs on glucose. It breaks down glucose for energy, uses glucose for energy. Glucose is it's a form of a sugar from carbohydrates. So basically, our bodies use carbohydrates for energy. And we're not talking about cane sugar here. We're not talking about a processed plant product, which we know as cane sugar. We're just talking about sugars and carbs that occur naturally in fruits and in other products, like other healthy things like vegetables. You can't really have too much of them, and it's not the same as having cane sugar. Cane sugar is inherently different to sugar in fruit. So you can't really have too much fruit. However, I will say that if you're like today, for instance, I'm just eating fruit to highlight how important it is that we get fruit in our diet. But I also want to point out that you can, if you're just eating fruit, you're not eating other things like beans, like greens, vegetables, potatoes, tomatoes, herbs, spices, grains like bread and rice, things like that. You're actually missing out on other nutrients as well, and it is, a potentially problematic way of eating. So obviously, I don't recommend anyone just eats fruit. I'm just doing this for one day, just to highlight the importance of eating fruit. But ultimately, I recommend that we all eat more fruit, and based on the research and the studies I'll post below as well in the content description, it's clear that everybody needs to eat more fruit. That's it for now. I'll leave you with some funny footage on the way out, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much to all the Ren people, you know who you are, for subscribing recently, and I hope you enjoyed the animal rights, and thank you. Wrap. Peace.